All right, welcome back to the back porch where we're going to get into this latest clip that the Crucible has put out with Andrew Wilson on it. Okay, it says the title of it is "Both Sides Needs to Unite." So I guess we're going to get into it. I'm interested in what they're talking about. I'm assuming they're going to be talking about political left versus right, Republican, Democrat, whatever. I'm assuming that's what they're going to get into. But let's don't waste any time. Let's get right into it.
I was going to ask you a quick question about the prompt. America needs to unite. Can you tell me what you mean by that?
So basically, what I mean by it is I think working Americans have been divided as far as like identity politics, like race, religion, gender, sexuality, and our mutual interests are economic. And I think, the average American has more in common with their neighbor than they realize. And if we would just put our damn swords away and stop demonizing each other, maybe we could get somewhere.
Isn't that just you asking that one side completely concede on all social issues?
Hold on one second.
How does that?
So I agree right there. I'm since it's been some years. There was a time in my lifetime when you could make that statement to where you say one side we should get along and so forth and so on. But that's just out the window now, man. That's just out the window. There won't be no getting along. Nope. I could care less about associating with the left. I could care less their views and their opinions. I could care less. So, no. Now they want to be friendly now because of all the shit that's been going on. Like, for example, with Charlie Kirk. Their party has gone too far left. So yeah, you want to be friends now, but not me.
Fit into
Well,
anything.
here, I'll help you out. So, is it the case that the right wing is going to stop saying that it's immoral to marriage is immoral, that up the kids is immoral, things like that? They're not going to stop saying that, right? It's the core of their belief structure. That's part of their religious belief structure, especially. So if that's the case, why would they just give that up for money? Why would they just give that up for money?
It's a religious belief to not sterilize kids. That's new to me.
What's new?
You're the first person to say that it's religious to say that sterilizing children is like religious.
Well, that's not just it. So even if they're not,
that's what.
Yeah, even if they're not sterilizing. No, I didn't actually say that. I said not up the kids, whether it's sterilization or not, right?
Well, if you're gonna end up doing.
What do you mean by up the kids?
Well, I want to use TikTok-friendly words so that I don't cause any problems for this live. So, I think you know. I think you know exactly what I mean by up the kids.
Yeah, with hormone replacement therapy, right?
That's only one way. There's other ways to do it.
Yes.
There's other ways to do it too, which is
stop that.
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
How is that wrong?
How is what wrong?
How is wanting to not sterilize kids wrong?
It's not. I'm in full agreement with it. But what I'm pointing out is when you say that the both sides need to unite, right? What you're really saying is that one side, for the purpose of money, needs to give up on social issues because otherwise, how could they unite?
Facts. That's a complete fact. What he's saying there. I mean, I don't. If they argue that, they're idiots. I mean, if Andrew was going in there saying exactly what they're saying, they'd be losing their minds. Talking about, we're not going to give up our values for your bullshit values. This is so ridiculous. These people, they have no argument here.
At all, Andrew.
Well, then explain it.
No, it's not. That's you putting your spin on it.
Then explain it.
I mean, if the sentiment is, if we're referring to like the quote-unquote left in the Democratic Party, that they need to put away, all the woke and talk about kitchen table issues again, then yeah, that's a part of the problem.
That's a major problem.
But
that's a big part of the problem.
Just in general, the whole electorate needs to stop flinging at each other.
That doesn't. But do you understand that's not saying anything? The core social issues that we're dealing with within right-wing politics and left-wing politics are core to moral issues for both of them. Why would one side give up on those social issues for money? Right? They wouldn't do that.
No one is saying that.
You did. You
No
said they
one
need
is
to come
saying-
together under an economic platform because they have more in common
Stop.
with their neighbor than they don't.
But that's not saying that either side needs to give up on certain aspects.
Then how are they going to unite, sir?
By literally by being adults and saying, you know what, we can agree to disagree.
Oh.
Let's come together for the greater good.
Okay, so
No,
how do you
it's no,
agree to
let's
disagree
together.
about teeing up the kids? Can you explain how we would agree to disagree about that?
We aren't even. That wasn't even what Seamus was saying.
That's
in
what
the-
I'm asking him. I don't need your
No,
help.
no, no. What, dude? What he said in terms of uniting is to come together mostly for the economic goal, and you're trying to bring up something completely
That's it. I'm
different,
contending
which
with
is what-
this
dude,
with an argument.
Andrew,
I'm giving
which
an
is what
argument.
everyone else has been trying to kind of get at is the sense of, which is what Redbeard tried to get at. Hey, let's come together, set aside those other differences. Let's solve some of the economic stuff together.
They're not going. Listen, do you
So stupid.
understand that you're not going to be able to set aside the social
No, you're
issues
not.
and just get along if I believe that what you're doing inside of your lifestyle is fundamentally immoral and awful? Why would I unite with you for more money, dude?
He's exactly right. Why would we give up our morals and our standards to accommodate them? They damn sure are not doing it for us. And economically, how does that help us economically? So you want us to come together economically and just give up our values? These people are nuts, bro.
And genuinely, who votes off of?
Like, hang on again. Can you answer the question for me?
Dude, here's the thing, right? Majority of Americans, like, they can actually sit there and say, hey, you know, I respect your opinion, but, like, I disagree. And then we can end up finding stuff to agree upon. Finding
That's
ways
not
of,
true.
hey, what would be a common goal be? We can disagree on ways to get there, but we might have a common goal. Then we
Well,
might
that's the problem
have a
between the
common
dialectic
goal.
of the left and the right at this point. We don't have a
We don't-
common
there is no
goal.
common
They want
goal,
something
yeah.
totally different.
No goal.
Yeah.
We
So-
want to
so-
keep our pew
wait,
pews.
wait.
They want to take them away. They want communism. We want capitalism.
You think majority of America is the far left and the far right?
Well, I think that.
Well, I think that that's a
people who are
false
self-described as-
dialectic. That's a false
That's-
dialectic to say the majority are far right or far left. I think the majority are left or right. And I think that center right takes precedent with most of them. How you're going to come together on social issues, though, when at the federal level, we're talking about T issue, LGBTQ issues, we're
We
talking
are
about racial
talking-
issues, we're talking about all of these things. Nobody's going to give any ground on those for the purposes of passing a budget bill, dude.
Nope.
We aren't talking about social issues at
But
all.
that's what it's about.
Oh, okay, dude.
So
What are you talking?
so what is he talking? What issues is he talking about coming together about? I mean, I just don't. I mean, that's the problem. These are the issues. This is why we can't communicate with each other. This is why we can't get stuff passed in the House and the Senate. This is why our country is divided because of social issues and it's just ridiculous. Oh, we'll see what he has to say.
Talking about them. What did I get wrong here?
People on the left and people on the right who have agreed, hey, we need single issue bills. So if you're going to do a budget bill, hey, let's do a budget bill and only have it focused on the budget. We can take care of social stuff in its own separate thing.
Bro, they do that right
What is
now.
he talking about?
What are you talking? That's not America uniting. They'll get together and do a budget bill right now and compromise between both sides for their earmarks and nonsense.
Yep.
That is not America uniting. What
They
is,
don't do single issue bills.
yes, they do. Okay, so what is raising the debt ceiling? What is that?
Exactly.
Dude, no. What I'm saying is it's not the majority of the bills are all single issue. You can sit there and be like, this is a bill about, okay, you know, it could be reallocation over to the defense budget. Okay, cool. And then you start reading it and it's like, oh, we're going to send money to this organization in this one state. And it's like, where does that come into play? Oh, hey, how about when they were talking about giving us stimulus checks and Biden signed off on sending money all the way to Hamas as a part of that?
Here, let me help you out here. Let's
You know,
try it. Let me try it a
That
different.
has nothing to do with stimulus.
Well,
checks, right?
let's see if we
That was
can
in there, right?
let's see if we can just play this out logically. A single issue bill. Give me a single issue bill. Nothing else is in it, just the bill that the right and the left is going to agree on. What?
That's exactly what we're saying. They need to actually come together and talk about it.
Yeah, but how do you do that when the dialectic...
The children in schools.
Okay,
Let's
how?
start with that.
How?
Well, best way would be to put returning soldiers or volunteers on school grounds with firearms.
And do you think the left is going to go
No.
for that?
Absolutely not.
If they're smart, they
Well, they're
will.
not
No,
smart.
the answer is no. Of course they're,
They're
not
not
going to
gonna
go
do
for
that.
that. Right?
The thing the right's been advocating for at least.
Yeah, they're not gonna go for armed guards inside of schools, especially not military
Why not?
veterans, because they'll say they have PTSD and are a danger to the children,
Exactly.
and it'll make the teachers uncomfortable,
Yep.
and all sorts of different nonsense that they'll come up with. The
But
point
yet-
is, but hang on.
All those liberal teachers are not going to have that. Trust me. They'd rather have it an event happen than have soldiers there to protect the children. I promise you.
Hang on.
Armed guards at banks. We can have
Yeah.
armed guards.
Yeah, it doesn't matter in a vacuum, bro. They're not going to go for that.
Then they're stupid.
I don't disagree,
Okay.
but you see this how
Exactly.
this America needs to unite makes no sense. Any of these things that you would
So
propose.
How about right? If you disagree, how about you go and tell your politician who represents you that you are for this?
We
Dude,
already
people do that constantly.
Yeah,
We already do
What
that.
is he talking about?
Yeah, that's what we're doing right now.
What do you think campaigning is?
Jesus.
That's what
Oh
we're
my gosh.
doing.
This is like the thing of even what like me and Seamus agree on, and we don't like we have difference of opinions on a lot. Is that hey, if a politician isn't doing what you want, everyone, it doesn't matter if they're the Republican candidate and we're the Republican Party, or they're the Democrat candidate and we're the Democrat Party. No, you remove them from office.
Oh, man.
Sorry, and the issue is majority of people on the left are so much on the sense of, oh, well, we don't want someone on the right, so we're just going to vote for whoever's there. And then people on the right are the same way that they can't sit there and be like, hey, how about we get these people out who aren't representing us? And
Because
people left and right
because
both agree that needs to get done.
no, they don't agree, and here's why. When you're talking about representation,
Let me say this. This dude's lost his mind. People are going to vote for whoever. I know people right now that I could sit there and have a conversation with that agree with me 1,000%, and I consider myself a Republican, a Ron Paul Republican, and these people would agree with me 1,000% and immediately go and vote Democrat. It does. This is going over this dude's head. He's not following.
Congress, it takes majorities. It takes majorities to do. We're not going to get rid of a Republican that we disagree with for a Democrat we really disagree
Exactly.
with. That's crazy, and neither are the leftists.
That's correct.
That's also not what I was saying.
Bro,
Damn,
I'm giving
dog.
you the factual, logical argument to what you are saying.
I'd just say that for like the Democrats, right? If they didn't agree with the Democrat candidate, that they're not gonna we're just gonna let someone Republican in. Well, no, you could actually sit there and be like, hey, we're gonna have a Democrat contest the chair. And you can
Oh,
have
gee,
them
why
sit
didn't
there-
anybody ever think of that before?
No, you can sit there and have them run against them. You could also sit there and be like, hey, we'll just vote for an independent. After all,
Oh, you mean all the
independents
things that are
can
up for options right this second?
yeah.
Got it.
So silly.
Boy, way to change the culture on this one, bud. Yeah, you're right. They could just vote somebody else in. Gee, no, never thought of that before. Wow, got us.
and none of them care to. No one on the right
Because
cares
because
to. No one on the
power.
left.
Listen, power is
Okay,
collective.
So question, Andrew.
Go ahead.
How would you get both sides to reach across the aisle?
You don't.
Exactly.
You don't get both sides to reach across the aisle. Here, let me explain. Let me explain.
Okay.
Politics is about power and collect.
wanna cause more division.
Bro, can you let me at least make the point before
Well, I'm
you
trying to
attack the
understand
point?
where you said that they
Then
can't
I'll
reach
let
across
me
the
make the
aisle.
point and then attack the point. That's fair. So here's the point. You're not going to be able to reach across the aisle with leftists, especially not on social issues. People aren't going to compromise in their morality for the purposes of more money. On top of that, you have the other problem that inside of democracies, power is brokered by collective action. So even if there's a really Republican who I disagree with but votes most of the time with the Republican Party, I'm still going to keep him in office because to risk him against a Democrat is a terrible idea.
Yep.
We don't need to come together. We need to continue to amass power.
Exactly.
So, and that's
Thomas Massey's a great example of that.
Exactly right. We can't. It's been proven that you can't work with them. Look, you can have one issue that that they have a problem with, and they're going to vote against you because of it, no matter what it is. They could agree 1,000% on what they're voting on, but because you, as a Republican, say some issue, some immigration issue or whatever, they're not going to agree with you regardless. They're not going to. It's just so ridiculous. And he's exactly right. In order to change things, as far as Republicans go, we got to get more power. We have to get more seats. You got to stay in power as you got to crush the enemy is what it comes down to.
Would rather have somebody who's not representing you and your people in office. That is a massive problem.
No, it's not. If listen, let me ask you this. Then let me ask you this. Let's see if that logically tracks. If it was the case that you had 3 representatives in office who really didn't represent you that well, okay, they didn't represent you that well, but they went with the collective action of the people who were in office who did represent you well, and you would risk their seats by putting an opposition party member in if you brought them out of that, if you recalled them. Would you recall them?
Actually, yeah, I would.
Oh my God, then you're stupid.
Jesus.
I don't know what to tell you. You're just a dummy.
I mean, it's so ridiculous.
Say that you get to answer.
Go ahead. Yeah, you're
So
right. You're right. Go
ridiculous.
ahead.
Recall them and try and put somebody else that actually is going to represent.
Even if it risks their seat to the opposition, then then that's stupid. That's just dumb.
No, because so many of these politicians think that they're just untouchable. They need to understand that they aren't, and that the people are the ones who are in control of this nation. It's not this government who somehow has, all this power and just rules over them. No, they are public servants. They answer to us.
Listen, do you realize how silly this is? All you're saying is that you would give up the collective of power to your enemies in order to make some kind of political example of you're not untouchable. Well, that's great. Now you have a Democrat and broke up your majority. That real smart, bro.
He's exactly right. I don't. There's no arguing this. Andrew's right. 100%.
It's a nice way to frame your argument while putting words in my mouth. I never said give the power to the opposition.
Then why would you risk the power of a majority?
I don't want people who are corrupt and aren't actually serving me in office.
Then you're risking the power of the opposition.
Oh my gosh. It doesn't matter what political party they are. Everyone.
It matters.
Okay, everyone should be on board with, hey, if these politicians, one, aren't representing the people of the United States, aren't serving the people of the United States, they need to be removed from office. They are untouchable.
Okay,
but why would you risk? Hang on. But if it's why would you risk it? But why would you risk it if you were getting 80 or 70 or even 60 or 50% of your agenda passed? Hang on. Why would you risk it if you were getting that much of your agenda passed? If you would lose your ability to pass the rest of your agenda because the other side isn't going to play the same way. They're not going to be like, oh, you know what? You're right. Just on basic principle, we're just going to stop all our. Now, no, they're going to seize power, dude.
Because I don't want tyrants in office.
That's not the way to get them out, by losing the collective check that you have on them.
The easiest way to get them out is to simply vote them out or show them, hey, you aren't gonna sit in that chair anymore.
No, it's not.
The way to do it, our founders actually said how to do it in the Declaration. And
what did they say?
I do not disagree with that.
What did they say?
By force.
No, that's not what they said in the Declaration.
That is actually what they said. Yes,
Pull up the Declaration and show me. You're referencing Thomas Jefferson.
Of the people to overthrow a government that does not represent them.
No, I think you're wrong. Actually, it doesn't say that. Pull it up.
Really, what does it say then?
Oh, I think you're referencing Thomas Jefferson, who said, "From time to time, the tree of liberty must be watered with the blood of patriots and tyrants." That's what I think you're referencing.
Absolutely. Just goes to show you people don't think things through. I mean, he could sit there all day and say, "Oh, we want to vote this person out," but who's going to fill their seat? Oh, I don't want corruption, but who's going to fill is the person that's in there right now more corrupt than the person that you're going to bring in, or is you know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. As far as us coming together, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. The only way to change this is, yes, vote them out, the Democrats, and put in more Republicans. That's the only way this is going to happen. We're not going to come together at all because of social issues. That's one of the reasons we can't even. That's why the government shut down now, is because we can't come together because we don't want to fund illegal immigrants and their health care, and we're tired of that. What we spend like $800 and something billion on them. I mean, it's just ridiculous that a society brings people in and screws the taxpayer. It just blows my mind. But Andrew was right. Once again, he wins another debate. So anyway, man, I appreciate you watching. Please continue subscribe to the channel. If you want me to do more of these videos, man, just you got to subscribe and let me know, because I'm gonna do them until for a while. And if they don't ever produce any subscribers or anything, I'm just going to be done. But anyway, till next time, see ya.